the nature of metal. The nature of metal. Yes, for a single metal called copper, they tried with different intensity of light, they tried with different frequency of light, they tried with different anode potential. They have recorded the listings. Later they changed the metal, they tried it with aluminum. Is the results obtained with copper are the same with aluminum? They tried different nature of metals, and these are the 4 parameters they have tried to explain the photoelectric effect in detail what we know today. Okay, that was the thing, and we will explain them. Before proceeding, there are certain terms we must understand because we will use them very oftenly. The first thing is photosensitive material. Photosensitive material. What do you mean by photosensitive material? The metal which is sensitive to light, means the metal which emits electrons when suitable frequency falls over that, that is called photosensitive material or photosensitive metal. This is one thing. Another most important thing is called threshold frequency. Threshold frequency. These two terms must be known before proceeding to the experiments. What do you mean by threshold frequency? Threshold frequency means the minimum frequency at which photoelectron emissions just start. The particular frequency at which the photoelectric emission just starts from a metal, that is called threshold frequency. Or in other words, you can also say the frequency below which there is no photoelectric effect from a metal is known as threshold frequency. You can say this: the minimum frequency below which there is no photoelectric effect. This is called threshold frequency, which is very important to know, because Halvorsen and Lenard have observed that all metals will not work with the same frequency. For suppose there is copper here, you have used 800 frequency, 800 gigahertz, photoelectric emission starts. Okay, and there is aluminum. If you place aluminum here and if you use 800 gigahertz, no, there is no photoelectric effect. For aluminum, you must use 900 gigahertz. If you are using frequency less than 900 gigahertz, aluminum will not show photoelectric effect. So the threshold frequency for aluminum is the photoelectric effect just starts from 900. If you are using 910, fine. The frequency, the photoelectric effect is coming out 1000 hertz for aluminum, coming out 1200 hertz, coming out 900 and above. If you try any frequency for aluminum, the photoelectric effect is there. 900 and below, like 880 hertz gigahertz, 870 gigahertz, 800 gigahertz, aluminum will not show any photoelectric effect. That was the first observation. We will come to it later again. Threshold frequency and photosensitive material. We are using these terms often in our classes, regular classes, and in NEET class questions also. The same words often used to get repeat. Okay, we will try with intensity. Okay, first what they have tried, they have kept everything constant. We will use same metal, we will use same frequency, we will use same metal, metal is same, frequency is same, okay, and anode potential is also same. All these three things are same, only we are changing the intensity. What happens when you change only intensity and nothing else? Now we will use a dim light. Of course, that frequency must be greater than 800 gigahertz for copper. For copper, suppose that for copper, don't think that 800 gigahertz is the value. Just for example, I am telling you, for copper, say 800 gigahertz is the threshold frequency, below which there is no photoelectric effect. If you are using 700 for copper, no, there is no photoelectric effect. You have to use 800 or 800 and above. If you are using 820, fine, photoelectric effect is there. Suppose I am using 820 gigahertz for better photoelectric effect. Okay, 820 gigahertz I am using, more than the threshold frequency. We call threshold frequency by nu naught. Okay, now the frequency is nu naught and above. Nu greater than nu naught, we are using frequency which is greater than threshold frequency called nu naught. 800 gigahertz is the threshold for copper, threshold frequency for copper, and we are using the frequency which is 820 gigahertz, which is greater than nu naught, which is 800 gigahertz. Okay, this is the idea. Now intensity, we are trying with intensity. First we will try with dim light, very dim light, and we will observe the amount of current here. Dim light, less current. If you increase the brightness of the light, then it is observed that the photoelectric current is also getting increased. Means by increasing the intensity of light, the photoelectric current is also increased linearly. Means if you increase the intensity 2 times, current also increased 2 times, and if you increase the intensity 10 times, current is also getting increased 10 times. So the graph, if you plot the graph of photoelectric current versus intensity, photoelectric current versus intensity I, then intensity small means photoelectric current is small, intensity large means photoelectric current is large. This is the variation you are going to get. Intensity 0 means lights off, lights off means current is 0. Okay, PEC, photoelectric current. Photoelectric current means what? The current which is produced due to the emission of photoelectrons is called photoelectric current. Okay, yes, photoelectric current is directly proportional to I. So this is the first observation they made. Photoelectric current is directly proportional to the intensity of light used. What happens if I am using the frequency which is less than threshold frequency, and I am using more bright, even more bright, dim and other variations of intensity? This is very interesting. See, I am using 780 gigahertz, which is less than threshold frequency, and 800 gigahertz is the frequency which is the threshold frequency for copper, that the metal I am using. Now for 780, see what we need? Energy, right? We need energy. We have to give energy for the metal. I will use 780 hertz and I will use a very brightest of the lights used. Okay, highly bright, as if somebody sees that light, someone will become blind. That bright it is, that focused. So if you are using the brightest light of 780 hertz, and if you observe, is there any photoelectric current here? For your surprise, there is no photoelectric effect. The photoelectric current is 0, even though brightest of the bright light is used for the frequency which is 780 hertz, less than the threshold frequency. It is telling you a very important thing. What is that? Intensity has nothing to do with the emission of electrons here. Means frequency is the key. If you are using 800 hertz, see the contrast. If you are using 800 hertz and you are using the dimmest of the weakest of the faintest of the light, dimmest of the faintest of the weakest of the light, for 800 or 820 gigahertz, which is greater than the threshold frequency, even for that dimmest light also you are getting a current, the dimmest current, the slightest current. There is a smaller amount of current, however it is not 0. You will get current For the frequency which is greater than the threshold frequency. For the frequency which is less than the threshold frequency, whatever the brightness you use, you are not going to get the photoelectric effect. So this fact tells you a very important thing, that the emission of electrons is mainly based upon the frequency, not on the intensity. Means intensity has nothing to do with the kinetic energy of the electrons. That is the insight we must get, because what we think intensity means energy. When intensity falls over the metal, metal gets energy, then electrons must come out with higher kinetic energies. Intensity must be providing kinetic energies. Higher intensity means higher kinetic energies we expect, but that is not happening. Even though for 800 and below, if you are using very high bright light, the electrons are not coming. Means what? The energy which is sufficient to eject electrons, the work function energy of the electrons is not depending upon the intensity of light, it is depending upon the frequency of light. For this frequency, even though the intensity is weakest, the emission is there. Means the energy of electrons is directly related to frequency, not with the intensity. But how come? Intensity, by increasing the intensity, photoelectric current is increased. That is very simple. You are using 820 hertz, which is more than threshold frequency. Some of the electrons are released, say 500 electrons are released. 500 electrons are released, you are using the weak light, and in those 500 electrons the current produced is very small, because the number of electrons is small. Now you increased the brightness, not the frequency. Frequency is 829, but you have used brightness. Since you have used the brightness, now 1500 electrons are released. Are you getting the point? 500 electrons were released when dim light is used. Electrons are released 500. Why? Because the brightness is small. Why electrons are released in the first place? Because your frequency is greater than the threshold frequency, that's why electrons are released. Since your light is dim, less number of electrons are released. Okay, releasing is there, but less number of releasing is there whenever you are using dim light. Whenever you are increasing the brightness, you are having more number of electrons released, 1500. Now if you make it even more brighter, if you increase the intensity, then 1500 may become 3500, 4500, 5500. Number of electrons are increased, means current in the circuit is also increased. That's why for a frequency greater than the threshold frequency, remember this graph is possible only if the frequency is greater than threshold frequency. If the frequency is more, then photoelectric current will simply increase with the intensity. For the frequency which is less than the threshold frequency, for the frequency which is less than the threshold frequency, this graph is not at all possible. However bright is your light, however intense is your light, there will be no photoelectric current. Okay, so I hope you are clear about these two things. Intensity has nothing to do with the emission of electrons, the energy of electrons. Emission is possible only if there is a particular frequency and beyond. And intensity, what will intensity do? Intensity will only increase the number of electrons, increase the number of electrons to be ejected after crossing a particular frequency. So intensity will start working only after a certain frequency. Okay, so different frequencies means you think of different colors. Green has a different frequency, blue has a different frequency, yellow has a different frequency. Okay, you are using green, light green. For green, photoelectric effect comes. Light green comes. Bright green, more current comes. Even more green, even brighter current comes. And now you are using red. Red is the frequency which is less than green. For red, you are using dim red, no current. bright red, no current. Brightest of the bright red, no current. Why? Because for red frequency, there will be no photoelectric effect. Dim green comes, bright green comes, more comes. Brightest green, very higher amount of current comes. This is how the scheme goes. And if you are using blue, blue is more than green. Dim blue, current comes. More blue, current is even more comes. Even more blue, even more comes, because blue is the frequency greater than the frequency of green. Okay. The frequencies which are less than green are not to be taken into picture. Okay. This is how they have tried with intensity, and this kind of graph we have obtained. In examination, they may ask you a question, discuss the variation of intensity of light with photoelectric current. For that, you have to write this graph. Writing this graph is must and should. Note down the points. Photoelectric current is taken along y-axis, intensity is taken along x-axis, and frequency is greater than the threshold frequency, and there is a straight line graph which starts from origin. This graph you must write. Okay. Yes. We will go to the next point. What is that next point? We tried the intensity. We have kept all those things constant and we tried with intensity. Now we will try with different frequencies. If you try with different frequencies, intensity will keep the same brightness. Different frequencies we will try. First we will have used 820, 840, 860, 880, 900, like that. We will try different frequencies. After trying with different frequencies, you will get more and more increase in the Vmax of the electrons. You will observe. Why? How do you understand that? By increasing the frequency, there is an increase of maximum kinetic energy. We have already discussed that whenever electrons are released, all electrons are not coming with same velocity. Some electrons are released with maximum velocity called Vmax. Okay. How do you increase this velocity? Suppose you are using 820 hertz. 820 hertz is the frequency that you are using. Vmax is 10 meter per second. That is the maximum velocity possible. Now if you make it 840 hertz, then the velocity of each and every electron will increase. Each and every electron will increase. It will increase, means its length will increase. Okay. Yes. Now the velocity is increased. Now the Vmax is changed from 10 meter per second. Earlier it was 10. Now it turns out to be 12 meter per second. See how what is happening? By increasing the frequency, you are increasing the kinetic energy of the electrons released. Means earlier the maximum velocity was 10, now the maximum velocity is 12. Now you make it 860, it becomes 14. Now you make it 880, it becomes 16. Like that it goes on. So we tried with different frequencies and we will discuss it now. Yes, we tried with, we will keep the metal same. We have tried with frequencies, different frequencies, we tried with different intensities. Now the most important thing we will come into. We will try with anode potential. Anode potential is the most important discussion here. Here we will write a graph. I will plot a graph. Photoelectric current is as usual taken along y-axis, and the anode potential VA, let's take it as along x-axis. Okay. Yes. We will start with 0. 0 anode potential. See, frequency is fixed 820. Okay. Metal is fixed copper, no change. Anode potential is 0. It is 0 now. Means it is neither attracting anybody. Even though the anode potential is 0, electrons are fast enough to hit the plate. And they hit the plate. Not all the electrons. Some of the electrons which are having very high velocity like 10 meter per second, they hit the plate, and these electrons which are having lower velocities, they remain there itself, they die off. Those electrons will hit the plate and there will be a smaller amount of current in the circuit. Okay. Yes. For anode 0, VA 0, even though anode potential 0, the current is not 0. Because there will be some amount of current because of these fast electrons. Okay. Yes, there is an amount of current, and now you will make it slightly positive. By making it slightly positive, these electrons 10 10 meter per second electron is readily absorbed. Even though the anode potential is 0, it is readily absorbed. And the electrons which are coming with lesser velocities than 10 meter per second. 10 meter per second is the Vmax, for example. Then 9 meter per second, 8 meter per second, 7 meter per second, 6 meter per second. These electrons are also absorbed because of the positive nature of A. When Va is little positive, then current will be increased. So go on increasing the anode potential. What will happen? The anode potential increases the absorption of electrons. More and more and more electrons are absorbed. And this process continues. The current increases. Is it increased in a boundless manner? Go on increasing Va. Current will go on increase. Not like that. It is not possible, because the number of electrons which are released in this process for this intensity is 500. Earlier only 10 electrons absorbed. For Va 0, only 10 electrons absorbed. The current is very small. Now you have increased the anode potential. 50 electrons are absorbed. The current increased. Now you have increased the anode potential further. The number of electrons absorbed is 150. Later it becomes 200, later it becomes 300, later it becomes 400, later it becomes 500. When the current absorbs, when the anode absorbs all the 500 electrons absorbed, released, 500 electrons are released, all those 500 electrons are absorbed by the anode. So current has got its maximum value for 500 electrons, because extra electrons are not released. For this intensity is fixed, only 500 electrons are released. Now if you change the intensity, what will happen? If you make it more brighter, instead of 500 electrons, you will get 1500 electrons maybe. Then current will further increase. Now we are not changing the intensity. That's why in the beginning only fastest electron is absorbed. Later when Va is 1 volt, 2 volt, 3 volt, 4 volt, like that, the current also gets increased. More and more electrons are absorbed, until unless the last of the last lazy electron, which is just out of the surface, one electron just comes out of the surface. Its kinetic energy is so small, it is not able to come out on its own, because it does not have enough kinetic energy to come out. It has just crossed the work function and stopped there. This laziest of the laziest electron, 500th electron, the last electron which is sticking to the metal surface, that will also be absorbed. That is the end of current. So that is the maximum current which is produced. Now it becomes saturated. Later on, if you increase it, suppose for 10 volts, for 5 volts, say 5 volts, for 5 volts, 1 volt, 2 volt, 3 volt, 4 volt, 5 volt, up to 5 volt the current increases. After 5 volt, all the 500 electrons are absorbed and the current also reached the maximum value. After you make it 6 volts, it is becoming more positive. It means what? Now also it will absorb 500 electrons. It becomes 7 volt. Now also it absorbs more strongly all the 500 electrons, because it is not increasing the number of electrons. That's why even though if you go on making the anode potential increased, you will not get any increase in current. The current value becomes saturated. This current is called saturation current. What do you mean by saturation current? Now you have reached the saturation. There will be no further increase in the current value, because all the electrons which are released are absorbed and the current has reached its maximum value, because extra electrons are not released for that intensity. If you want extra electrons, if you want to make 1000 electrons, increase the brightness, intensity you have to increase. Okay, yes. This is for the intensity I1, saturation current. So what do you mean by saturation current? In examination they may ask you. So what will you write? The maximum current attained in photoelectric effect, irrespective of increase in anode potential. See the definition. The maximum current attained in photoelectric effect irrespective of the increase in anode potential. See, if you increase after 5 volt, 6 volt, 7 volt, 8 volt, there is no increase in current. Current is maximum and it has reached its saturation value. The maximum current attained in the photoelectric effect irrespective of the increase in anode potential is known as saturation current. Okay, yes, saturation current. This is called saturation current. Yes, okay. We will not stop here. We will change the intensities. Earlier I was using dim light, now I will use bright light. For brighter light, anode potential 0, current is anode potential 0. Now you have used what? Even more brightness. Brightness is increased. Now what will happen? Since the brightness is increased, only the brightness is increased. Now the frequency is not changed, frequency is same. It is same there. Now that's why what will happen? It will start with different saturation current. Different saturation current you are going to get. See, this is for I2. Now instead of 500 electrons, more bright light means instead of 500 electrons, 1000 electrons are released. Anode potential 0. Earlier only 10 electrons are absorbed when anode is 0, because brightness is small. Only 500 electrons, out of 500, 10 only are absorbed at the anode 0. Now 1000 electrons are released at anode 0. Instead of 10, 20 electrons are absorbed, because velocity, the electrons with maximum velocity 10 meter per second were 10 in the beginning. Now the electrons with maximum velocity 10 are now 20. That's why the current for anode potential 0 starts from a little higher value. Later on we will go on increasing the anode potential from 1 volt, 2 volt, 2 volt, 3 volt, 4 volt, 5 volt, like that. There is an increase in the current. Later, when all the 1000 electrons are absorbed, you will get another saturation value for I2. And if you try with another intensity, the same kind of graph will come for another saturation current. Means if you change the intensities, you will only get higher and higher saturation currents, but you are not changing the frequencies. Frequency is same, only intensities are changed. For smaller intensity, smaller saturation current. For higher intensity, higher saturation current. For higher intensity, higher saturation current. So the thing is clear. For anode 0, current is not 0. When anode potential is increased, current starts increasing up to a certain voltage. After this certain voltage, current value will not increase further. It will take a saturation value, because it corresponds to all electrons absorbed. Number of electrons goes on increasing by increasing the positive potential. Number of electrons are increased. More and more electrons are attracted. When all electrons are attracted, then saturation current is obtained. This is one part. Now we will make anode 0 to anode negative. Very, very interesting. Anode 0 was there, right? Anode potential was 0. It was neither positive nor negative. It was neutral plate. Even though it is neutral, current is there. Now we will make it slightly negative. We will make anode negative. Okay. Instead of attracting electrons, it starts repelling electrons. Okay. Now what will happen? Yes, same intensity, everything is same. Yes, Vmax electrons will come first. Vmax electrons with 10 meter per second velocity, they will come to the plate A. They will come near to the plate A. They are coming with Vmax velocity. Okay. Now this plate starts repelling these electrons. See, this 10 meter per second kinetic energy velocity electron, if the kinetic energy of electron is more than the repelling potential energy of the plate, then even though this is a repelling plate, it will hit the plate. Okay. If the kinetic energy of electrons is more than the potential energy of the plate, then electron will hit the plate and there will be a current. So when you make anode potential negative, the maximum velocity of electrons will not be, all the electrons will not be repelled. See, if the electron is stationary, then it will be repelled, but the electron is moving, right? It is moving with kinetic energy, that's why it will hit even though it is repelling. Even though there is a opposition, it will hit the plate because it is more than its potential energy. Okay, that's why current will be decreased, because earlier 10 electrons were released. Now because since this has become repelling, instead of 10 electrons absorbing, only 6 electrons will be absorbing, because maximum velocity electrons are 6 in number. Okay, or they are few in number, they are less in number. Now that's why what will happen, current will decrease, because earlier it was 10 electrons, now that number is also getting reduced, it is decreased. Okay, now make it more negative, make it more repelling, then instead of 6 electrons, only 3 electrons are able to cross the plate, only 3 electrons are able to cross the plate. Now the current is further decreased, Later on, make it more negative, make it even more negative. Then instead of 3 electrons, only 2 electrons are able to cross. Current becomes even more weak. Later, even negative, make it even negative. Don't stop, make it even negative. Then what will happen? The fastest electron, the champion of all those electrons, now comes back. It will be repelled, or it will just stops. Means it stops being absorbed. Means now the potential energy around the plate becomes equal to kinetic energy of the electron. When kinetic energy of the electron becomes just equal to the potential energy of the plate, then electron will be stopped. All the electrons, earlier it was 10, later it was made 6, later it was made 3, later it was made 2, later it was made only 1 electron to pass. Now only 1 electron is made to pass. The current is so small. Now you have sufficiently drawn the plate to a negative potential, such that you have drawn the plate to a sufficiently lower negative value, such that fastest electron also is not able to cross, it will be stopped there. That's why this is called stopping potential. The potential, the minimum negative potential at which the photoelectron, the maximum velocity, the photoelectron with maximum velocity is just stopped. Or in other words, you can say the minimum negative potential at which the photoelectric current stops. Why? Even when the single electron is also not absorbed, photoelectric current is 0, right? There will be no current here, because the last of the last electron is also stopped there because of the repulsion of anode potential. Why? Because you have made anode negative rather than positive. Since you have made anode potential negative, because of this particular thing, kinetic energy of the electron becomes equal to potential energy of the plates, and the electron is just stopped there, and this particular voltage is called stopping potential. This particular potential is called stopping potential. Got the idea? Yes, stopping potential. We will define it. What do you mean by stopping potential? In examination they will ask you what is stopping potential. Define stopping potential. Stopping potential is the minimum negative potential. It is not anything, it is a negative potential, the minimum negative anode potential. It is the minimum negative anode potential at which PEC is 0. PEC becomes 0. Yes. What is stopping potential? The minimum negative potential at which photoelectric current becomes 0 is called stopping potential. Okay, this stopping potential gives a very important insight. What is that insight? At the stopping potential, you just wait, you have to wait. What you have to wait? Anode, make it 0, make it negative, current decreases, make it even negative, current decreases, make it even negative, current decreases, make it even negative, current decreases, make it negative to a certain value when current is 0. Bring the current to 0 at a certain voltage, mark that voltage is stopping potential. By knowing the negative stopping potential, you are able to calculate the kinetic energy of the electrons, because you will be calculating the kinetic energy of electrons, because at stopping potential kinetic energy becomes positive potential energy. How do you know this? Kinetic energy means, let's call it as E. Kinetic energy is EK is equal to potential energy. What do you mean by potential energy of a charge? Potential energy of a charge is the product of charge into potential difference, right? Charge into potential difference. Since electrons are involved here, we will use E, electronic charge. And what is the potential applied to the plate? Now, when kinetic energy just becomes equal to potential energy, the potential applied is nothing but the stopping potential. That's why we will write it as EVS. So, kinetic energy of electrons you can directly calculate by just knowing the stopping potential, because E is a value, it's a constant, you know it already. See how beautifully it is giving you an important insight regarding the kinetic energies. See, these electrons are not visible, you can't calculate the kinetic energy of those electrons, but in this experiment, if you calculate at which anode negative potential, at what negative potential, at which voltage the photoelectric current becomes negative, if you are able to calculate, that is enough. You are directly calculating the kinetic energy using this expression, and mark this expression. This expression is of greater significance to you in the NEET examination, because whatever the kinetic energy, put that kinetic energy, you will get EVS. Let's find its variations. Kinetic energy means what? Half mv square, right? Half mv square. This v is not simply v, it is the maximum velocity of the electrons. Half vm square is equal to E into Vs. See, this expression will tell you how to calculate the mass of electrons also. Okay, and then if you change its variation, if you try the other variations of it, you can calculate Vm is equal to square root of 2 EVS divided by m. See, this is the expression to calculate the maximum velocity of the electrons also. See, Vm is equal to, Vm square is equal to 2 EVS divided by m in the square root. 2 EVS divided by m. See, E is a constant, m is a constant, 2 is a constant. Vm is directly calculated using Vs, because only Vs is changed for metal to metal. That's why Vm is equal to 2 EVS by m, or in other words, Vm is directly proportional to the square root of Vs. Means this stopping potential is directly proportional to the maximum velocity of electrons. You can calculate with what velocity electrons are coming out. See, that is the power of science, and that is the power of physics. That is the power of this experiment. Using this experiment, you are able to calculate the things. You are able to calculate the unknown parameters and variables. Getting the point? Yes, the stopping potential becomes most important. Yes, for other intensities also, for other intensities, you are using dim light, stopping potential say minus 10 volt. Okay, at minus 10 volt stopping potential has become, sorry, photoelectric current has become 0. From minus 10 volt you go to minus 9 volt, current increases, minus 8 volt, current increases, minus 7 volt, current increases, minus 2, minus 1, current anode potential, make it 0, current is not 0, current is there. Make it positive and positive and positive, current starts increasing and increasing and increasing. After 5 volts current becomes saturation. See, this is at one stretch, this experiment has one stretch. We are using dim light, later you take a brighter light. For this brighter light, anode potential at 0, there is more current, means more electrons. More electrons, remember, there may be 10 electrons in the beginning with 10 meter per second. Now there will be 20 electrons with the same 10 meter per second, because the velocity of electrons is not increased, only number is increased. Suppose, consider that there are two fast players, their highest velocity is 10. There were only 2 players. Earlier there were only 2 players, only 10 players. Okay. Now you have increased the number of players, not their speed. Now also their speed is 10 meter per second only, because frequency is fixed. Frequency we are not changing. The energy, the velocity has directly associated with frequency. Earlier we saw it already, because the energy, the velocity Vm is directly proportional to the frequency. Okay, the kinetic energy of electrons is directly proportional to the frequency. That is the observation we made, because the electrons are released, more energetic electrons are released not from the intensity, because of the frequency. Yes. Now we were using only one frequency, dim light. There were 10 electrons with 10 meter per second speed. Now you have changed the intensity. The speed is same, 10 meter per second only, but now the number of electrons is 20. That's why at 0, 10 electrons, small current. At 0, 20 electrons, larger current, but the speed is same, 10 meter per second only. Their energies are same. 10 electrons, same energy. 20 electrons, same energy. 30 electrons, same energy. Like that. Yes. Intensity 2. Now make it negative, 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 negative. Current decreases, 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 and again it will take the same Vs at which the photoelectric current becomes 0. Means the fastest electron, earlier 500 electrons are there, at minus 10 volt, all the last 500th electron is stopped. That is the energy of the plate. Now 1000 electrons are there, all are having 10 meter per second only, all those 1000 electrons are stopped. That's why minus 10 volt is sufficient to stop any number of electrons which are having 10 meter per second speed. Okay. Yes, that's why Vs is not changing because of intensity. Vs is same for the same intensity, but the saturation current is different. Okay. Yes. Now for this intensity also the same story. The stopping potential is same for all those things. Stopping potential is same for all those intensities, as long as your frequency is fixed. Your frequency is not changing. Your frequency is fixed. That's why the different intensities gets you different saturation current, but it will get you same stopping potential. Okay. Now here we have discussed the relation between the stopping potential and the kinetic energy of electrons, maximum kinetic energy of the electrons, and using this expression half mv square EVS is equal to EVS, you will be able to calculate the maximum velocity of electrons also. Okay, right. Now we will move on to the next observation, the next experimental observation. Okay. In examination they may ask you, discuss the variation of anode potential with photoelectric current. Okay, anode potential with photoelectric current means simply draw this graph. Okay, photoelectric current, and this is the anode potential VA, and these are different intensities, and this is called saturation current. This is saturation current 1, this is saturation current 2, saturation current 3, and this point from which all these graphs originate is from Vs. This corresponds the stopping potential, and there are two definitions followed after this graph. There are two definitions to be followed. What are those? Saturation current and stopping potential. The maximum current attained in photoelectric effect, irrespective of the increase in anode potential, is known as saturation current. The minimum negative potential at which photoelectric current becomes zero is known as the stopping potential. Okay, yes. Yes, you can try it with different metals also. Okay, there is one metal, a fixed metal, okay, and for that metal A, let's take metal A. For that metal A, the stopping potential is V1, let's call, and the graph we have obtained is this. Graph is like this. Okay, metal A is having this kind of graph. Metal A, we call it as VA. The stopping potential for that metal, say 6 volts, minus 6 volts. At minus 6 volts for that metal,